Hi folks, there's 4 areas that I'd like to cover in my message today. The first is in relation to the pandemic. The second is that yesterday it was Annual Nurses Day. The third is that this week is Dying Matters Week, where we look to encourage people to have those often difficult conversations, and it is obviously a crucial time at the present where that couldn't be more relevant. And the fourth is to talk to you about our #Hidden Heroes campaign. So firstly, the pandemic. I've been thinking over the last couple of days just really how far our journey has come since the outbreak of the pandemic, and what a journey it has been for MHA. I couldn't be prouder to be working in the organisation at the present time, seeing colleagues going above and beyond day in, day out, and the real difference that they are making. I mean, at the outset, we didn't know quite what we would be facing into when COVID-19 struck. We put plans in place to try and protect our residents, our members, our colleagues, and we started to look at how we were going to mobilise to address the challenges. And I know that this has been hard, and I know that there have been huge struggles along the way. But what a credit to the organisation, each and every one of you is. You have dug deep and you have lived out the values that MHA is so proud of. But we're now 7 weeks in, and many of you will have heard the Prime Minister do his broadcast on Sunday evening, and that there is a lessening of the restrictions that is planned over the coming months. The message for MHA within this context at the moment is a very simple one, that actually there will be no change at the present time. We still have over half our services impacted by the virus. We still have around 8% of our colleagues self-isolating, and we know that the government guidance is that people should not be visiting others in their homes at the present time because of the risk of spread, bringing either the virus into our homes or taking the virus out into the community. But what we are doing is we're starting to look at how we are going to move forward and respond with the lessening of the restrictions. And as part of that, we'll also be looking at how we start to use social distancing and safe spaces to try and enable relatives, friends to be able to visit our residents in their homes and retirement living settings. We know how important that is. We know that many of them will be very, very keen to be able to re-establish that contact. But we need to do it carefully, and I want to give my assurance to you that we won't do anything that places either our residents, members or colleagues at unnecessary risk as we start to look at changing the way we move forward to respond to the reduced restrictions that are going to be in place from government guidance. The next thing I want to talk to you is about Annual Nurses Day, and this is something that seems so relevant at the moment, particularly with the focus on COVID-19. But nurses, not only in the NHS but also in the care sector, are starting to come into increasing prominence. And I would like you to take the opportunity this week just to commend those colleagues who you're working with who are nurses, because they make such a difference in our homes and schemes. With CQC, we are 15% above in terms of the ratings of our own nursing homes, and that's because of the quality of the nurses we employ and the way that they lead their teams. So thank you to all our nursing colleagues for all that you do. You are truly appreciated in MHA, and I would ask all our other colleagues out there to not only appreciate you one day a year, but obviously every day each year as we support one another. On a slightly more sombre note, clearly this is also Dying Matters Week. And as I said earlier, how relevant this is in terms of the experience that we're having at the moment. We have so sadly lost over 350 of our residents, and we have lost 3 of our colleagues. And there are difficult conversations that people will be having in their families and in terms of the concerns and anxieties that they have about the residents in our homes. So I would encourage you to support each other and to support your colleagues and your residents and their families in those conversations. We have a range of resources in the organisation, both on our wellbeing pages, but also through chaplaincy and sites on our chaplaincy part of the website. And you can also contact our chaplains. Part of our COVID response has been to set up a line to actually enable relatives and colleagues to be able to talk about these kind of experiences. So please don't hold them back. Please talk about them, because the more we do, the more confident we can be. And I know, particularly in our homes and schemes, these are conversations you are often having to have, but they are still difficult ones, and there will be many people with a great many concerns at the moment. And so finally, to our #Hidden Heroes campaign. We want to celebrate the way that everybody is going above and beyond at the present time. It's stunning to see, and it's stunning to hear on an ongoing basis, and to see things like your Facebook pages in homes and schemes of all the things that you are doing. I've seen maintenance people turning their hand to hairdressing, our cooking assistants turning their hands to 5-course meals to celebrate various events. And I've seen people, our colleagues, moving into our homes to ensure that they can provide for the care of the residents as well as for their families. We are an amazing team at MHA, and we want to celebrate each and every person. So I sent out an email last week which I'd ask you to go back and have a look at, or visit the site on our intranet to actually look at how we can profile and celebrate these people, celebrate all of us who are doing amazing jobs across the whole organisation. So please go and have a look at that, and please contribute, because we want to raise the profile of the amazing work that is being done. And please take care of each other. I say it at the end of every message that I do, but it is so important that you take care of yourselves and each other at this time, because it's through that vigilance that we will come through this. And also it's through that caring that the greater bonds of support for one another and for our residents and members will be seen and will be experienced. So do take care, and thank you again for everything that you're doing. Bye-bye.